Hey everybody, it's Don Clayton on another Changing Lives webcast. I appreciate you joining me here today. I have a very special guest, Josh Phillips. Josh Phillips is a certified franchise consultant with the FranServe organization. Josh has many years of franchising experience. Super happy to have him as a guest on with us today. Josh recently put up a post on social media that got my attention. And again, my name is Don Clayton. I'm the Chief Talent Officer at FranServe, and FranServe is the world's largest privately held franchise consulting and expansion organization, period. And so, Josh, thanks for joining me here today. Before I get to your post, tell us how in the world did you become a certified franchise consultant with FranServe?
Well, hey, Don, thanks for allowing me on today. And yeah, so I've been in franchising for about 5 years, mainly on the franchisor side. So primarily a franchise coach or a franchisee coach. And through that, over the past 5 years, I've worked with a lot of consultants and got to see the impact that they had on helping people get into the right opportunity from the start. So a while back, my brand, home services brand, we attended the FranServe's annual convention down in Orlando, Florida. So I got to hear Steve Smill speak about, just his life in consulting. And he's now a good friend of mine. But something just clicked. I remember, kind of turning over to my wife and saying, hey, wait a minute. I do this a lot with franchisees, helping them get to where they want to be in the brand that I'm in, but I can talk to people every day about getting to their goals and dreams. So for me, it was like, hey, I'm all in on that. So that's when I got to Steve introduced me to you. I got on the phone with you, and it was just a natural transition from helping franchisees grow to helping people get there from the start.
Well, I appreciate that background and the story. Steve Smill is also a phenomenal FranServe franchise consultant and certified, and we love having Steve in the family. But Josh, you put up a post recently that got my attention because we talk about this a lot in our industry, especially with candidates that we're working with. And back in way before you were born, probably back in the 80s and 90s, most of the individuals that were looking to go into franchising thought about one or two different concepts, and most of those concepts were probably either in retail or food. And but yet we are here. One of the most important reasons for working with a consultant at FranServe is because we help educate the everyday average consumer of how franchising has evolved. Your post read this. It said, once dominated by food and retail brands, franchising has evolved into a diverse ecosystem spanning healthcare, education, home services, fitness, and more. So tell us a little bit about how you, as a consultant, work with others to help them understand the vast amount of options in so many different categories out there as the franchise community has evolved. How do you help educate your candidates in that fact?
Yeah, so I think the main thing with that is meeting the people where they are and finding out what they're looking for, and then educating them on the different industries that are out there. I think taking it back to my own experience, 5 years ago when my brand, on the franchisor side, started looking into franchising, and I was like, "There's no way this is going to work. It's home services. It's not food or retail." And I was wrong. But it's understanding what the different landscapes are out there, asking the right questions, finding out what they're looking for. What most people in these new days are looking for is could be, something flexible, low overhead, something they may not have to leave their day-to-day job for right away. People are looking for home-based, or industries and different, just lower overhead and general models. So talking them through the different industries out there, like you mentioned, home services, healthcare, education, and fitness. Those are just some new ones out there that a lot of people may not know about without talking to a franchise coach or consultant.
Like you.
Yeah.
So, one of the things that a lot of folks don't understand is that they have a dream of being an entrepreneur. They have a dream of owning a franchise. They go by Subway or Domino's or Papa John's or whatever. And back in the day, it was Play It Again Sports or Mailboxes, etc. which is now the UPS store, and they have that fantasy of being able to brag to their friends that they own one of these well-known concepts. Well, that's great until they realize that they may have to employ a bunch of teenagers. They may have to work 80 hours a week, and they may only be able to work on 12% margins. So it's absolutely critical. Now, this I'm just saying that now some people that may be perfect for. But when people really get down to it and they're educated, and that's what being a franchise consultant is all about, education, teaching the general public. Josh, you tell us how many, I mean, you work literally with hundreds of brands as a franchise consultant. How has the education changed your belief in the franchising industry? In other words, you learn about all these different concepts and all these different brands and all these different requirements and the investment levels and everything, and you're in this every day. Can you imagine the everyday average person who's used to working 40 hours a week as a W-2 employee? They have maybe less than 1/2 of 1% of the knowledge that they need to make a good decision on their investment. And that's where you come in, right? That's where you come in to educate them and help them make that decision that's going to help them and their family to make the path that they want for their entrepreneurial path. Yes?
Yes, sir. And I think it's about, it's kind of the exciting part, right? How do we get them more involved? How do we get them the education that they need? So it's just asking the right questions and just letting them, educating them on what's out there, letting them know the different industries that are going out there, and then showing some brands, and seeing what you can come up with and see what really piques their interest.
Man, Josh, I know people would love to speak to you, as far as helping them understand where they should go, what path. I mean, if they want like a full-time venture or part-time venture or something kind of in their spare time or semi-active or what have you, there's so many different options out there. Literally, Josh, you work with hundreds, literally hundreds of the world's hottest brands. If someone wants to speak with you, what's the best way for them to get in touch with you, Josh?
I'd say the best way is reach out on LinkedIn. I'm pretty active on there. Feel free to shoot me a message or just connect, to grab a conversation. Also, my website, you can go to franchisetruepath.com, and fill out the form there and get in touch with me. But just reaching out directly is the easiest way to get a hold of me so we can have a quick conversation.
Josh, I appreciate your time, man. I really do. Thank you for being here with me today. Hopefully, people will reach out to you that need some help. My name is Don Clayton, again, Chief Talent Officer here at FranServe. If you need to get in touch with me, you can always reach out to connect@franserve.com. Josh, thanks again, buddy. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Don.